Salut, vous allez comment? Moi, je vais bien. It's good to see you again. You're welcome to the 11th Surest to wow yourself and your French examiner. And it is titled Les Pronoms Démonstratifs. Les Pronoms Démonstratifs. All right, quickly, I am sharing some questions with you on the screen there. We have 5 questions. Quickly practice with that. All right, then by the end, we are coming back with accurate solutions to that. Okay, let's dive in. Now, when we talk about pronoun demonstrative, you need to understand that that's something that you use to replace a noun. And as well, it has to have the idea or sense of demonstrating maybe position, right, or proximity, right? Talks about proximity, nearness, or fatherness. Okay, for example, okay, now then before we go further, just look at your screen and quickly see you will see that those things are divided for you into 4 in order for you to just get it easily, because it can be complex at times, but it has been really reduced and solved easily for you here. So we have the masculine singular, and we have 3 of them. We have celui, right? Can you practice that? Celui. That means that or the one. Now, quickly, I need to let you know that the that you see here is not an adjective, right? A pronoun. For example, if you say that that car, all right, that car there is an adjective because you are qualifying a noun. But if you say that, oh, that is good, that is standing alone, that makes it a pronoun. Okay, so and that we are saying that is good, that is the one we are talking about here. So celui means that or the one for masculine singular. Then we have celui-ci, which is this one. Okay, then celui-là, that one. So you can see the distance now. So celui-ci is talking about nearness, proximity, right? Then celui-là is talking about fatherness, something that is not close to you or over there, right? Okay, then we have the masculine plural. Okay, by the other side we have ce. Ce means those. That will be the plural for celui. You understand, when there are many? So we have ce, those. Then we have ceux-ci, these ones. Okay, that will be the plural for celui-ci, right? So that's why you see masculine plural there. So ceux-ci, these ones. Then we have celle-là, those ones, right? That's the plural for celui-là, that one. So ceux-là, those ones, right? Celui-là, that one, over there, you see? Then we have the feminine as well. We have the feminine singular. We have celle. Okay, can you take that again? Celle. Celle means that or the one, just as we explained up there. Okay, so we have celle. Okay, then we have celle-ci, that's this one. We have celle-là, that one. Okay, then the feminine plural, you have celle, those. Okay, that would be the plural for celle alone. Okay, then we have celle-ci. You see that I didn't pronounce the S, we don't pronounce the last consonant in French. I mean, it sounds now, right? Except for a few exceptions. Okay, good. So we have celle-ci, these ones. Then we have celle-là, those ones, right? So you just need to, how did we come about all these things? I will give you some quick facts very quickly so that you know the differences. So we have the first quick fact here. Pronoun possess demonstrative agreeing gender and number. Okay, demonstrative pronouns in French, they agree in gender and number. Of course, that's why you'll see that we're talking about masculine singular, masculine plural, feminine singular, feminine plural the other time. So then the second one now, we have celui, ce, celle, celle, that's the plural now, are used when there is a complement, okay, such as deux or relative pronouns, such as qui or que. Okay, you need to understand the usage now. So for these ones that I just mentioned, all right, in this second rule, all right, we use them when there is a complement. You need to understand that. And what are the complements? Complements such as deux, there has to be either deux or a relative pronoun, such as qui or que, all right, or any other relative pronoun. Okay, good. So then the third one, we have something like celui-ci, celui-là, ceci, cela, celle-ci, celle-là. right? Celle-ci, I'm talking about plural now, then celle-là are used when there is no complement or relative pronoun. That means that all those things that you learned in the previous slide, right? They are divided, okay, into two. So those ones in rule 2, we use them when we have complement, and those ones in the third rule here, we use them when there is no complement or relative pronoun. All right, you need to digest that. Good. So, and that is why you can see they are arranged together. That means that those ones that have C and La with them, all right, combined with them, they are not used when they use no complement. So we use them when there is no complement. Sorry, all right. They are used when there is no complement. All right. Good. Then we have something that you need to really pay attention to again here. Yeah, it is forbidden to translate the one has long or loin in French. No, you can say that. You can say the one, right? Okay, the one I know. You cannot say it as long. For example, you know that the will be le, okay, and one will be on. So you can say it in that way for this particular sense as the one. You can say long, you can say loin. All right, good. Now let's continue. So we have examples, okay. The first example there we have ceux qui sont au 5e étage sont les plus forts. All right, those on the 5th floor. Now, first, why didn't we say ceci or cela? No, we can't say that because there is a complement, okay, and that complement is a relative pronoun, and that's key, okay. Those people who are, yes, I just trying to simplify that for you. So those on the 5th floor are the strongest. Ceux qui sont au 5e étage sont les plus forts. Okay, those. So ceux qui, you cannot say ceux-ci qui, no. Okay, so you need to understand that rule that we just discussed in the last slide. Then we have the second one here, la maison de ton père. Okay, your father's house is celle de mon père and that of my father. And it cannot, as well has the sense of, and the one of my father, right? Sont près de la rivière, and near the river. How did we come about this kind of thing? We just said that la maison, that tells you that what they are talking about here, right, that they are demonstrating is feminine singular. How did you know? House, you remember, house is feminine, and it is as well singular because we didn't say houses. So we said house. So your father's house, la maison de ton père, and that, instead of just repeating, okay, instead of saying that, and the house of my father, we didn't say that, just said that, and that of my father. So you understand the way we use that now, okay? It said deux, and why can't we say celle-ci deux? No, because of the rule, you remember, we cannot combine celle-ci with complements such as deux or relative pronoun, if you remember. So, celle de mon père. Then we have the third one here. We have je ne veux pas ces chemises, je veux celle-là. Je ne veux pas ces chemises, je veux celle-là. Now, I don't want these shirts. Je ne veux pas ces chemises. Now, first, you need to understand that shirt there is feminine, and this is as well plural. So, for example, la chemise, the shirt. Une chemise, a shirt. Okay, so I don't want this shirt. Okay, that means that I want those ones there, right? Those ones. In fact, you don't even need to put here again, those ones. That is telling you, immediately you use those, you know that you're talking about something that is a bit far from you, right? So those ones. So, je veux celle-là. You will understand why we are saying celle-là here. We didn't say je veux celle. Why? Because there's no complement de or relative pronoun. So, je veux celle-là. I want those ones. Then we have another example there. Voici deux hommes. All right. Here are two men. Ceci est beau. Celui-là est laid. Now, I need to come back a bit with you. Now, look at that for again. Let's take it one after the other. Voici deux hommes. Now, they say that here are two men. First, they are men. That makes them masculine. Right. Then they are men as well. That makes them plural, not one man. So now, after that, they now split them. Okay, the two of them now, we are talking about them one after the other. The first person, okay, this one celle-ci est beau. We did not say celui est beau. No, because there's no complement, you remember? So celui-ci est beau. This one is handsome. And we did not say celle-ci because they are men. Celle will go with feminine. Do you understand? Feminine singular. All right. So celui-ci est beau. That's handsome. If it is beautiful, we say belle. For example, let's say we are talking about women. Then we will say that voici deux femmes. Here are two women. Celle-ci est belle. This one is beautiful. I'm talking about for women now. Okay. Then celle-là est laide. The ugly, we carry E at the back. All right. So celle-là, okay, est laide. We'll carry E because we have to make agreement for genders, where even in adjectives we are getting there. So celui-là here, because we're talking about men. But in the other example I just gave you that is not on the screen, I said celle-là est laide because of women. Okay, here are two women. This one is beautiful, that one is ugly. All right, but here are two men. This one is handsome, that one is ugly. Voici deux hommes. Celui-ci est beau, celui-là est laid. All right, now let's quickly consider the solutions now to the questions that was projected at first. So we have the first one there. J'aime celui-ci, mais je déteste. Okay, so I love this one. Okay, but I hate, all right, that one. Do you see that? So that would be celui-là. And why I will pick in celui? Because the first one, the first constituent that was used signifying masculine singular, you remember? So celui is masculine singular. So celui-là will be the one that will come now. All right, that one. All right, I love this one, but I hate that one. Then the second one there, la voiture, Jean. Okay, that means John's car. All right, and that of Alice. You see that? And that of Alice. And if you like, you can say, and the one of Alice, it will go to. Okay, so John's car and that of Alice have broken down, right? So la voiture de Jean et celle d'Alice sont en panne. How did it come about celle? You need to understand first, we have deux here. It's because Alice is starting with vowel sound. That's why they didn't say de Alice, they said d'Alice, right? So then as well, you need to understand that car here that is being possessed, all right, is feminine and it is singular. That's why they are picking celle. So you need to consider all those quick facts, those things that were treated on the quick facts. That's how you know the appropriate things to pick. Then we have the third example here. Voici deux femmes. Here are two women, just as we stated in the during the example. So celle-ci est belle. All right. How did we know? You will see that there are some things that can get you confused in the options. All right. Yeah, celle-ci, celle-là, celle-ci, celui-là, like that. But what you need to know to get it right is that we're talking about women here. They are feminine, all right? Okay, so this one is beautiful. Celle-ci, all right? You know that C will talk about close, that is near to you, while La we talk about the one that is far or farther to you. Good. So then we have celle-ci est belle, mais celle-là est laide. And you remember, as stated earlier, laide is ugly. And we put E because we are addressing feminine, all right? We are addressing women, all right? Or a woman rather, so laide. Good. Then we go to the fourth one there. Celui qui travaille à Londres est le meilleur. Now, you will be considering that celui and celle are in the options. How did we know the one to pick that it is celui, not celle, or it is celui, not so? Okay. Le meilleur, the best. I told you that it is masculine singular, not plural and not feminine. You understand? So celui qui travaille, and we are picking celui here because there's a complement qui, right? You remember that's a relative pronoun. So celui qui travaille à Londres est le meilleur. It's the best. The one that works in London is the best. You see that? Okay, then we go to the fifth one. Jean a emprunté les chaussures de son ami. Il a emprunté celles de son ami. Let's say that again. Jean a emprunté les chaussures de son ami. Right? Il a emprunté celles de son ami. So Jean actually borrowed, okay, his friend's shoes. Right? Jean borrowed his friend's shoes. Emprunté in French, okay, we use emprunté as borrow, all right, but prêter will mean to lend something. So now he borrowed the ones, right, of his friend. He borrowed the ones of it. So now how did he know that we should pick cell, right? Because cell here is referring back to shoes, and shoe, a shoe is feminine, right? Une chaussure, a shoe, a piece of shoe, right? Then because we are talking about a piece now, a pair rather, we're talking about a pair now. So that's why we are using plural, les chaussures. And then celle is coming as feminine, plural, and as well is coming as something that has a complement, such as deux. So celle de son ami. Bon, on s'arrête ici. We are going to pause here. I hope to see you in the next tip, right? Merci beaucoup. If you have not yet subscribed, subscribe. You are free to share the link and like. You can comment as well. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.